Hello, good morning students. Welcome to Unique Coaching class. Now today we are going to solve sum number 6 in this chapter. So let's start. On 117, Jaideep purchased a motor car from Kishore. So here Jaideep is a buyer and the Kishore is a seller. So Jaideep a motor car purchase કરી છે on 117. Under the hire purchase system, details of the contract were as under. First of all, 25,000 paid on 117 on signing the contract. So indirectly we know that what is this? It is the amount of down payment. Okay, 25,000. So I put a down payment because it was paid on 117. It is the date of contract. So down payment is given 25. Then they give amount of installment. Okay, so let's see all the installment. First installment on 31st December 7, right? Because 1st January 7 માં purchase કર્યું છે, right? So December માં first installment આવશે 40,000. Second installment 2008 December, but here question mark. Then 2009 and 10. So what is the twist point here? So here they didn't give one installment. Okay, installment આપેલો નથી. Next, interest was to be paid at 20% per annual on the remaining balance of cash price. So rate of interest is given. Depreciation of motor was to be written off at 10% per annum per written down value method. So they also give the rate of depreciation 10% written down value method, diminishing balance method. Accounting year of both parties end on 31st December each year. એટલે કે બંને પાર્ટીનું અકાઉન્ટ્સ ક્યારે એન્ડ આવે છે ડિસેમ્બરમાં. On 31st December 8, the following journal entry was passed in the book of Kishore. Interest account to profit and loss account 10,000. In the books of Jaideep, prepare motor account and Kishore account. In the books of Kishore, journalize the transaction for the first year. So what we have to prepare here? So they ask here in the books of Jaideep. Jaideep is a buyer. Okay, so buyer na book માં કયો account પૂછેલું છે? Motor car, and Kishore is seller. And in the books of Kishore means in the books of seller they ask only journal for the first year. Now what is the twist point in this question? It is almost like the previous sum. Okay, previous video માં જે sum જોયો હતો, in that sum they also didn't give one installment, right? And they also didn't give cash price. Here also look at cash price is not given anywhere. Cash price નથી આપી, installment પણ નહીં આપ્યો. But in the previous year they give journal for depreciation. Here they give journal about the interest account. Only this is the difference. Otherwise the previous sum and this sum almost same. Okay, અગાઉના વિડીયોમાં જે દાખલો છે આ દાખલો સેમ જ છે, ડિફરન્સ ખાલી અહીંયા જ આવ્યો છે. ઓકે, અગાઉના વિડીયોમાં ડેપરીની જર્નલ હતી, અહીંયા ઇન્ટરેસ્ટની જર્નલ છે. That's only change. Otherwise both sum are same. Okay, in both sum there is no one installment and there is no cash price. So don't worry about that. Let's start our calculation. We will get that. So first of all we prepare table showing calculation of interest. Okay, so in this table first of all we write all the amount which available. જે amount available છે આપણે show કરી દઈશું. Which amount available? First of all on 1st January 7 down payment available છે. ત્યાર પછી first installment 40,000, second installment available નથી, third installment 20,000 and fourth installment 12,000. Okay, so first of all let's give effect of this installment and down payment. Okay, on 1st January 2007, okay, purchase the asset. Okay, let's see the year 2007. Okay, right. Now here cash price is not available, yes, but down payment is available 25,000. Okay, cash price નથી but down payment available છે. Then give installment on December 7, 8, 9 and 10. Okay, 4 installment છે, 4 installment. First 40, third 20 and fourth 12. 40, 20 and 12. Second installment નથી. Okay, this is not available. 40, it is not available. 20 and 12. Okay, clear? So we have a 3 installment, 1 installment is not available, cash price is also not available, and here rate of interest is 20%. Rate of interest કેટલો આપેલો છે? 20% આપેલો છે. Rate of interest is 20%. Okay, rate of interest આપની પાસે કેટલો available છે? That is 20%. Now we know how to start this term. So we can start from the last installment. Okay, last installment થી આપણે શરૂઆત કરી શકીએ છીએ. So let's start from the last installment. Our last installment is 12,000, rate of interest 20%. So we can just put this step. Okay, 20% છે. Start from last installment, that was 12,000, and rate of interest 20% છે. So 120 20. In case of 12,000, what will become? So here you will get 12,000, sorry, 2,000 interest. Okay, આપણે last installment થી શરૂઆત કરી શકીએ. So our last installment interest we get 2,000. So here 10,000, and we know that here always dash આવશે, right? Last માં always શું આવશે? Dash આવશે, અને બંનેનો જે total આવશે that was here balance, and this balance we know that transfer to next year, right? Now again we put this step. Now last installment, previously 31st December 19 નો installment કેટલો છે? 20, and the balance કેટલી છે? 10. So 20 plus 10 30, right? તો આપણે જે step આવશે, so 120 20, so 20 and 10 30, right? So 30 માં કેટલા આવશે? So 30 into 20 divided by 120. So here we get 5,000. Okay, amount comes 5,000 interest. So 20 minus 5, so here it will be 15. 20 minus 5, so it will be 15. Now we know that 15 and 10, okay, બંનેનો total થશે, so we get this balance 15 plus 10 25, and this balance will be transferred next year. Clear? Okay, so here this calculation was completed. Now next we cannot do this calculation. Why? Because it's a very simple case. If we want to put this step again, ફરીથી જો step મૂકવો હોય, so how we put that step? For that we need the amount of this installment and this balance. Okay, balance તો available છે, but amount available નથી. Okay, we have to find out that. જો amount available હોતે તો દાખલો actually મારે સમજાવવાની જરૂર નહીં પડે, you can solve yourself. So here the important parts, this amount is not available. So now what to do? Okay, હવે આપણે શું કરીએ? હવે આગળ તો કોઈ ગણતરી થઈ નહીં શકે. અહીંયા installment જ આપેલું નથી, એ જ find out કરવાનું છે. So now come to the question, they give some extra information. Let's see that. So what the extra information they give? This was the new information. Here they give the journal entry of interest account to P&L. Okay, interest account ને જે P&L માં transfer કરે છે, journal આપેલી છે. Interest account જે આપણે P&L માં transfer કરે, that journal will be given. On which date? Okay, also consider the date 31st December 8. So from this journal, what you will get? Okay, આ journal પરથી શું ખબર પડશે? So from this journal you can understand, you can know, you can get the information that on 31st December 2018, okay, interest was 10,000. 31st December 2008 માં interest કેટલું હશે? 10,000 હોવું જોઈએ. તો જ તે લોકોએ journal કરી હશે ને, right? 2008 માં journal show કરે છે interest to P&L. 2008 માં journal કઈ છે? To interest to P&L 10,000. So common 2008 માં interest કેટલું હશે? It must be 10,000. So from this information, what you get? So here we get that on 31st December 2008, interest was 10,000. ઓકે, આના પછી શું ખબર પડી કે 31st December 2008 માં 10,000 ઇન્ટરેસ્ટ છે. Look at here, 31st December 2008. We don't have an installment of this date, but we come to know that on this date interest was 10,000. ખ્યાલ આવ્યો? તો જે installment નથી આપ્યો, so don't worry about that. But on that date we have a amount of interest. Okay, 2008 માં installment તો નથી, but એ ડેટ માં interest કેટલું છે આપણી પાસે available છે. That was 10,000. So we can't write the amount of installment because that was not available, but the amount of interest is available on that date. Okay, a date ની આપણી પાસે શું છે? Amount of interest available છે. On 31st December 8, we come to know from the journal that we have a 10,000 interest on that date. Right? Clear? So this is the amount of interest which is available on this date. Installment નથી, but એનું interest available છે. Now next what we can do? Okay, હજી પણ આપણે ગણતરી નહીં કરી શકીએ because we need installment. Okay, આપણે શું જોઈએ? Installment જોઈએ ને. If we have a installment, then we could add in balance and put this step 12020. We will get the amount of interest. But here problem is that we don't have a that installment. Okay, આપણી પાસે installment નથી. Right? So now think about how can we complete this table. હવે ટેબલ કઈ રીતે complete થશે? ક્લુ મળ્યો છે, interest મળ્યો છે. Okay, so now remember one thing. This interest 10,000, normally how we find out this interest? Okay, normally આપણે interest કઈ રીતે find out કરીએ છીએ? Just think about that. Okay, આ જે interest છે normally આપણે જે પણ કોઈ પણ sum હોય, okay, normally when we start the chapter, at that time how we calculate means how we find out the amount of interest. જ્યારે દાખલો શરૂ કર્યો હતો ત્યારે આપણે interest કઈ રીતે find out કરતા હતા. Okay, so come to the last installment. Here on 31st December 2009, the balance comes 10,000. No, let's think about 2008. Okay, આપણે 8 નું વિચારીએ. Then 9 also. Okay, so here now think properly. It's a very simple easy point. On 31st December 8, balance 25,000. Okay, we transfer this balance here next year 25. Okay, આ balance આપણે અહીંયા transfer કરીએ છીએ. We transfer this balance here. Okay, let's I remove all this point. Okay, I remove all this point. આપણે બધું મળી જ ગયું છે, but એને આપણે remove કરીએ છીએ. આપણી પાસે installment available છે. Now how we complete this table? So what we do? Okay, આપણે શું કરીશું? So we know that interest is 20% છે. So આપણે 25 ના શું કરીશું? 20% કરીશું. 25 ના 20% કરીએ, so you will get 5,000 interest. Okay, then 20 માંથી 5 less કરીશું, so 15,000 આવશે. Then 25 માંથી 15 less કરીશું, 10,000 આવશે. 10,000 will be transferred here. Now again how we find out interest? So આપણે જે 10,000 છે એના કેટલા કરીશું? 20% કરીશું. અહીંયા 25 ના 20% કર્યા, so you will get the interest. Now જે 10,000 છે એના આપણે 20% કરીશું. Here you will get 2,000 interest. 12 minus 2, it will be 10. Okay, અને 10 માંથી 10 less થશે એટલે અહીંયા dash આવશે. So here just I want to say that we find out interest with the help of balance. અહીંયા જે 5,000 interest find out કર્યું છે, okay, here we find out this 5,000 interest. How? જે પણ balance, whatever balance will be here, we have done 20% of that balance. Here how we find out 2,000 interest? Whatever balance here, એને આપણે કેટલા કર્યા? 20%. So here you will get 2,000 interest. So generally whatever balance remaining, okay, આપણે એના અમુક percentage કરીએ છીએ and we get the amount of interest. This is the point. Okay, જે બી balance હશે એના some percentage આપણે કરીશું, so you will get the amount of interest. Right? જે બી balance હશે એના જે તે percentage કરવાથી આપણે શું મળી જશે? The amount of interest. This way we find out the interest. Now come to the our question. In our point we have a 10,000 interest. Okay, આપની પાસે interest કેટલું છે? We have a 10,000 interest. Now normally this 10,000 interest kite આવ્યું હશે. How we get this interest? Whatever balance here, we don't know the what is the actually balance here. Whatever balance here, okay, અહીંયા જે પણ balance હશે એ balance ને આપણે કેટલા કરીશું? 20% કરીશું. So you will get this 10,000, right? We don't know what is the actually balance here, but whatever balance here એને આપણે એને શું કરીશું? 20% કરીશું, right? And this balance comes from here, okay? અહીંયા જે balance હોય એ જ અહીંયા transfer થાય છે, right? So indirectly whatever balance here or here, okay? કારણ કે આ જ balance અહીંયા આપણે transfer કરીએ છીએ. તો જે બી balance હશે એને આપણે 20% કર્યા હશે એટલે 10,000 interest આવ્યું હશે, right? So now what you have to do now, okay? This balance, okay, આ જે balance છે balance ક્યાંથી આવશે? This balance come from this 31st December 7, okay? જે બી balance હશે એને આપણે 20% કરીશું, so you will get here 10,000. So what to do now? Here we have to do some calculation, okay? Very simple calculation. So here we have to suppose previous year balance. Here previous year means 31st December 2007, okay? આપણે કોને suppose કરીશું? This balance, okay? Because આ જે balance છે અહીંયા transfer થશે અને એના જ 20% interest અહીંયા આવશે, okay? Whatever balance here will be transfer here and એના 20% કરીશું, so you will get this 10,000. So suppose this amount, the previous year balance means 31st December 2007 balance, or you can say that, okay, तो direct I suppose करो, suppose balance on 31st December 2007 is 100, okay? 31st December 2007 balance is 100. So what will be the interest comes, okay? So interest કેટલું આવશે? What will be the interest comes? Suppose here the balance is 100, okay? આપણે શું suppose કરીએ કે balance કેટલું છે? 100 છે, okay? Suppose here we balance, take a balance 100, okay? See 100 will be transfer here. Balance ને 100 suppose કરીએ, એ balance અહીંયા transfer થશે. Then we do 20%, so you will get this amount of interest. So same way, what will be interest will become? So 100 na 20%, so 20 will be interest. Now simply just put this step. If interest 20, then balance on 31st December 7 is 100. જ્યારે interest 20 હોય છે ત્યારે balance 100 છે, okay? So what is our interest here? Our interest is 10,000. So what will be balance? So balance શું હશે એવા કેસીસમાં, okay? So if you solve this, so you will get 50,000. It's a balance on 31st December 7. So indirectly what you get here? Here you get the balance on 31st December 2007 ની balance આપને મળી ગઈ છે. That is 50,000, okay? Now transfer this balance here, so you can easily check, okay? આ balance ના તમે 20% કરો, so you will get 10,000. You can also check this. Clear this point? So remember, if in a question they give interest, so do this step. Because interest એ કોના પર calculate થાય? Balance પર. previous year ની જે balance હોય એના પર interest calculate થાય. So very simple. Suppose that previous year balance 100, okay? So what will be the interest? Rate of interest is 20% છે, so interest 20 આવશે. So when interest 20, then balance 100. So our actual interest 10,000. So what will be balance? Clear? Okay? So now we get the balance, okay? આપણી પાસે balance આવી ગઈ છે. So the remaining calculation now we can do easily, okay? Now which amount we get? Okay, હવે કઈ amount આપને મળશે? So we know one thing. What? This amount and this amount, both total comes 50,000, right? આપણે આઈડિયા છે ને કે આ બંને amount નો total કેટલો આવશે? 50 આવશે. So it's a common sense question, okay? What will be amounts here? અહીંયા કેટલી amount હોવી જોઈએ? Because we know that કે બંનેનો total કેટલો થવો જોઈએ? 50 થવો જોઈએ. So what will be amounts will be come here, okay? So અહીંયા કઈ amount આવશે? Sorry, here common sense question that here 25,000 will be come, right? Because 25, 25, then it can be 50. Clear? Now, how we get this amount? So we know that this amount less this amount. So you will get 25. Okay, આમાંથી amount less કરતા 25 આવે, right? I have told you what we have to do here. We have to suppose x. If you confusion about the amount, how to find out the amount, જો એમાં confusion થાય તો અહીંયા x suppose કરી લો. Okay, and do the calculation here. X minus 10,000 is equal to 25. So what will be amounts come of x? Minus 10 this side plus, so 25 plus 10 amounts come 35. Okay, and remember it is not so in a exam. Okay, just think practically, you will get the amounts, and also check that 35 માંથી 10 less કરે છે 25 balance થઈ જાય છે. So here now our this installment which is not given, we get that amount 35,000. Okay, now the remaining calculation is very simple, nothing to explain about that. The continue our step. Okay, अपना જે step છે હવે continue કરીએ. Now the installment 40 and the balance 50. Okay, બંને total કેટલો આવશે 90 and rate of interest 20%. So we put this step 120 20. What will be in case of 90? So 90 into 20 divided by 120, 50,000 comes. It is the amount of interest. Now 14 minus 15, so here comes 25, and 25 plus 15, so here 75. And we know that here interest is always dash. Okay, interest કેવો હોય છે? always dash હોય છે. So જે payment છે directly અહીંયા આવી જશે 25. And I told you how we will get this cash price. Okay, cash price કઈ આવશે? I told you કે last માં first માં જે બંનેનો total હશે, it will be the cash price. 25 plus 70 ઉપર balance નથી, તો એ કઈ amount બની જશે? It will be amount of this, that is cash price 25 plus 75 amounts comes 1 lakh, and this 75 balance comes here. Okay, so here our table is completed. Now table is completed. Now what they ask to prepare, so you have to do yourself because there is a nothing to this point. Okay, તમારે જાતે prepare કરવાનું છે. You can easily do that. Okay, શું prepare કરવાનું છે? That is motor account and Kishore account in the books of Jaydeep. Okay, Jaydeep seller na books ma accounts prepare account છે motor and Kishore ni books ma journal. Remember also, whenever you practice, whenever I give you homework, also prepare these accounts and journal. Okay, previously I explained all the journal and accounts into video. Okay, I explained this some how to prepare accounts and journal. So almost every student understand that, but they don't do practice, and if they don't do practice, in that case it will be hard in exam. Okay, exam માં problem આવે છે, એટલે practice કરજો. તમને journal ને accounts આવડે જ છે, but still practice, otherwise in exam you can prepare table of this calculation of interest, but maybe you made a mistake in journal and accounts. Okay, ખબર તો પડી જ ગઈ છે, પણ practice કરવી જરૂરી છે. ઘણા student શું કરશે? practice નહીં કરશે. આવડે છે ને practice શું કરવી? આપણે ખાલી table બનાવી દઈએ. Okay, so you know, but practice, otherwise you forget in exam. You may